Okay, I'm going to do some examples for indices, some worked examples, should give you an idea how to do the rules that we did in the earlier video. So let's just jump straight in here and give you something to think about. So how about we have a squared b cubed c, and all of that is multiplied, so let's put a bracket around there, all that is multiplied by a b squared c cubed. Okay, so we could put a multiply sign in between the two brackets if we wanted to, but it doesn't actually make any difference. And in fact the brackets don't need to be there really, they're not adding anything to it because every single term is multiplied by the other. We're looking for like terms, so I'm going to underline the like terms here. So we might make a note here, we're looking for like terms, which is basically just a fancy way of saying what letters are the same. Well, the letters are A's for now, so let's go for the A's. We've got a squared, and it's multiplied by the other a. Now what's missing there? There's an invisible 1 on that a. Okay, if there's no index there, then there's actually a 1. Don't forget that. The rules of indices say that if you are multiplying, and of course we are multiplying these two terms, because they're next to each other in algebra, there's an invisible multiply sign there. So the rules of indices say that we add them, don't we? We add the indices like that. So it'll be 2 plus 1. I'm going to write the formula out over here on the right hand side just to remind you. So we've got a to the m n is equal to a to the power of m plus n. Oh, I made a mistake there, haven't I? Let's just go back there. I missed out the other term, so I'll correct that. It's actually a to the m multiplied by a to the n. Okay, so that's the formula. There it is. So in this case the m is 2 and 1, and they're being multiplied by each other. So that is giving us the a to the 3 for that one. Let's look at the b. Let's point this out for you, it might be easier. So here's the b, and this b term gets multiplied by this b term here. Okay, so let's write that down. So we've got here, let's write that in, it's b to the 3 plus 2. Alright, because don't forget this b term here is multiplied by that one, and if they're multiplied, then according to the formula we have to add the indices. So we get these two indices, 3 and the 2, and we add them. There they are. So that's going to give us a b to the power of 5. And then we look at the final one, which are the c terms, c times c cubed. So that's going to be a c. And don't forget there's an invisible 1 on that c, I can put it there if you want. So it's going to be 1 plus 3. So that's going to be c to the power of 4. And these are all multiplied by each other, so we could put a multiply sign in there. I'll put it in a different colour for you just so you can see. There's a multiply sign in there. But really we don't need it. It doesn't really add anything to the final answer. Okay, so that's as simple as that really with that one. Let's do another one underneath. Let's draw a line under there. Let's have a look. Let's bring some fractions in here. So we've got p to the half q squared r to the minus 3. And all that is multiplied, this time I'm going to use a multiply sign, by p to the third q to the half and r to the minus a half. Okay, so we've got some fractions and negative numbers going on this time. So again we're going to look for like terms. Let's look for like terms. let's underline the first set for you, which are the p's. So we're looking at the p's, and what do we think? Well, that is going to be p to the half plus a third. Okay, I'll put a little bracket around that. It's getting a little bit messy otherwise. And that's going to be multiplied by, same with the q term, so let's get the q's. And what do we say for the q's? With the q's, we've got a 2 here, and we've got a half there. So we're going to have 2 plus a half. Just write it in like this to begin with. You know, we're not actually doing any working out at this stage, we're just writing it all out. Put this in a bracket, we've got the r now is a minus 3 and a minus a half. So I'll be careful now with our minus signs. We've got a minus 3, then we have to add them, don't forget, plus, and then it's a negative half. Plus a negative half. Alright. Okay, so now let's do some actual working out. So the P is going to be, let's have a look, we've got a half plus a third. Well, now then we have to go back to what we know about fractions. Let's put it in our little sort of margin here at the corner here, with revision. How do you do a half plus a third? Well, they have to have common denominators, don't they? The numbers on the bottom of those fractions have to be the same if you're going to add them. And the quickest way of doing that is to multiply the 2 by the 3 to get 6's. So this is something over 6 plus something over 6. What did we do to that 2 to get 6? We multiplied it by 3. Whatever we do to the top or the bottom, we have to do to the top. So we have to do 1 times 3 as well. 1 times 3 is 3. And then what do we do to this 3 here to get the 6? Well, we multiply it by 2. We have to do the same to the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And so the answer is 3/6 plus 2/6 is 5/6. Okay, so that's the index on the P, 5/6. And then that's going to be multiplied by the Q, so we've got a Q term here. Okay, we've got 2 plus a half. Well, similar things. I mean, the easy way to think about this is to look at the whole number 2 and convert that to halves. So how many halves are in 2? Well, there are 4 halves. So we've got 4 halves plus another half is 5 halves. So that's going to be 5 halves, or 5 over 2. And then that's going to be multiplied by the R term. Now what have we got here? We've got minus 3 plus minus. So we get a plus and a minus, these two things here. Plus and a minus makes a minus. So we've got minus 3 minus a half, which is minus 3.5, isn't it? And minus 3.5 is minus 7 halves. Okay, minus 7 halves. So, there's 2 simple examples of how you deal with the first simple rule of indices, which is multiplying. So I really would encourage you to have a go at doing those yourself. Next video we'll do some other examples.